Good day everyone. This is a short video describing the similarities and differences between the file system structure of a Windows operating system and a Linux operating system, comparing at least two storage solutions in an enterprise network, preference, and the ethical considerations of utilizing storage devices in an information technology system when cost considerations are prevalent. So, both Windows and Linux organize files in a tree of directories, but they use different delimiters and conventions. Windows uses drive letters, C, users, while Linux uses / from root, home, user. Linux has a unified file system mount structure, while Windows uses private drives. Linux has a case-sensitive file system, while Windows ignores the case. Linux uses permissions like read, write, execute for access control. Windows assigns share and NTFS permissions. Linux has native user and group ownership of files and supports POSIX ACLs, which are capabilities lacking in Windows access control list models. A key difference is Linux treats everything as a file, while Windows handles some system elements like registry as separate objects. From a business perspective, I would likely recommend Windows Server over Linux for most organizations due to these advantages. It's easy to use. Windows admins and IT skills are more abundant. Management tools provide intuitive, centralized graphical user interfaces. Windows Server applications have extensive vendor support options. Integration business relying heavily on Windows desktop environment benefit from tight integration with Active Directory for access controls. User identity management is simplified. While Linux licensing is free and open source, achieving enterprise class support often has costs associated with it, while Windows Server's licensing is straightforward. Linux merits consideration for niche roles like web servers, containers, and databases, where fault tolerance and specialized configurations matter, but most business critical applications will orient around Windows ecosystem supportability. Windows Server environments to cloud services like Azure and is eased by common tools and orchestration across on-prem and cloud. Comparing at least two storage solutions in an enterprise network, I will compare network attached storage (NAS) vis-a-vis storage area network (SAN). Data access. NAS systems connect via standard network cabling and support file-based NFS or CIFS protocols, making data easily accessible and shareable across devices. SAN provides block-level storage access, requiring dedicated high-performance fiber cabling like fiber channel and specialized SAN protocols. Scalability. NAS scales out with additional self-contained appliances managing their own computation. SAN can support huge storage capacity over a dedicated network and scales up in a centralized architecture. Resilience and availability. Most NAS systems provide built-in fault tolerance using integrated redundancy and clustering. SANs, on the other hand, achieve resilience through centralized components like redundant fabric switches and storage controllers. Performance. NAS performance depends on network capabilities since it shares a standard network. SAN can deliver faster access necessary for transactional data using fiber channel multi-lane connectivity, For example, low latency, IOPS. Complexity. NAS plugs easily into existing networks, making it simpler to deploy and manage storage availability. SAN fiber infrastructure introduces configuration complexities, needing higher specialized expertise. Zoning and masking expertise is required. In essence, NAS offers file-level storage mainly aimed at simplicity and flexibility, while SAN delivers high-performance block storage better suited for mission-critical enterprise systems. IT priorities drive the optimal storage solution for specific requirements. Determining appropriate technology purchases involves balancing ethical stewardship and wise use of finite resources. As Christian stewards, IT leaders are responsible for making prudent decisions to ensure sensitive information while being mindful of costs. There are several considerations around data storage from a Christian ethics lens. Protection of privacy. Upholding confidentiality aligns with biblical principles like the golden rule of Matthew 7:12, which says, "Do to others what you would have them do to you." Storage technologies that incorporate strong access controls and encryption align with caring for sensitive information belonging to others. Accountability and transparency. Honest evaluation and accountability for spending costs rather than wastefulness reflects biblical financial principles like Luke 14:28-30, which advises us to have a cost plan and budget before undertaking any project. Being transparent on trade-offs shows care for organizational resources. Environmental stewardship. A responsibility to be good stewards calls us to consider sustainability impacts of technology, manufacturing, lifespan, and e-waste. Conservation should be considered alongside functionality. In Genesis 2:15, God gave Adam responsibility to cultivate and care for Eden. Intent and service focus. The motivation behind decisions like prioritizing uptime and continuity reflects who or what principles we ultimately serve. As Mark 10:45 says, "Service above all, like our Master Jesus gave us." Intent matters as much as actions when serving others' legitimate needs. So, with God's guidance, it is possible to landing at an optimal decision, satisfying both excellence and ethical obligations. A wise and balanced solution attends to the well-being of sensitive information and people under our care, while avoiding needless overspending. Caring more about why than what.